Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is my first Aftermath for Deadliest Warrior episode. I will be doing the season premiere for Season 3, George Washington versus Napoleon Bonaparte. Let's talk about Season 3 for a second. Last night, you may have noticed that there was no special weapon. Instead, they gave an edge out for battle tactics. I don't really know. I enjoy the special weapons. They're kind of, different sometimes. And, battlefield tactics, that's good, I think. I'm glad they're taking that into account. And so yeah, they also brought the new guy in, Richard Makowitz. I don't know, he seems alright. He seems a little excited though at sometimes, but he seems good. I think he's gonna be fine. And we also noticed that there are a lot more variables. Now, there's one variable that they took into account that I really disagreed with. It was fatigue. Alright, fatigue, and George got the edge for fatigue because he didn't go all across the continent. Well, that's stupid. Alright, Napoleon may have done that, but not in the sim, obviously, and this is a one-on-one battle. He's obviously not going to, take over an entire continent in a one-on-one battle. He's just fighting one guy on a, an area. All right, so fatigue was stupid in my mind. Yeah, there you go. I would talk about the variables and who got the edges here, but I don't really want to. I don't really think they make that big of a difference. Most of them are pretty close. So that's all I gotta say. Anyway, I'm sure most of you are probably wondering here, whether I agree or whether I disagree. Well, I disagree 100%, and I'll tell you why. We're just going to go here through chronological order through what happened, throughout the episode, and I'll let you know what I think. Alright, first they tested the long range, the cannons, and I agree with this. 8 pounds is obviously better than 6 pounds. Napoleon got the edge, and, Napoleon was shooting grape shot, George is shooting scatter shot, alright? So Napoleon is shooting out mini cannonballs, George is shooting out nails and paper clips, alright? So, obviously Napoleon got the edge, and he did, so thank you. Alright, mid-range. Mid-range I strongly disagree with. This was a dumb thing. Alright, you look at Napoleon's Charleville musket. It got 4 out of 5 targets in 1 minute and 43 seconds. Alright, so that's pretty good, that's decent. Now, George with the Brown Bess and the Pennsylvania long rifle got 5 out of 5 targets in 3 minutes and 31 seconds. And I know you're probably like, well, obviously he did it. He got 5 out of 5 targets. Well, no. He did it in twice the time, alright? Did he get twice as many targets as Napoleon? No. He got 1 more, and he did it in twice the time. Alright, so don't even get me started. They gave the edge to George, mainly for his Pennsylvania long rifle, because it had better range and accuracy, as well as taking out all the targets. That was dumb. Alright, here's why. You could probably get 2 shots out of the Charleville musket before he even get 1 out from the Pennsylvania long rifle. That thing took a minute to reload. A minute, alright? So that was really dumb in my mind. And we've seen this before. Alright, you look at Vlad the Impaler and Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu had the repeating crossbow, a rapid fire, lead slinger, alright? Even though he wasn't shooting lead, but you get the point. And Vlad had the steel crossbow, alright? Did they give the edge to the steel crossbow? No. They gave the edge to the repeating crossbow because it got those bullets out faster. Sure, the range and the accuracy wasn't as great as the steel crossbow, but it got the bullets out faster, optimizing the chances of getting hit. He got the edge. That's what should have happened here, alright? The Charleville musket should have gotten the edge, alright? But it didn't, which is dumb. And so I really disagreed with that one. So yeah, let's get to short range here. Short range, I also disagree with. Napoleon's saber was multifunctional. It was more versatile. All right, it could thrust and it could slash. All right, there you go. Now George's Kalishimard, it was only thrusting. However, it got the edge because it was optimized for dismount. What? Like, what is that? You know what I mean? Once again, in Vlad the Impaler and Sun Tzu, we saw that Vlad had a saber-like weapon, and it absolutely destroyed Sun Tzu's thrusting weapon. All right. And he was not a horse, he was freaking dismounted. Just like Napoleon would have been, alright? Don't even get me started, that was stupid. Optimized for dismount, what? Like, what the hell is that, alright? Next, it was counter saber. What does that mean, alright? The Kalishimard was counter saber, that's dumb. I could say the saber was counter Kalishimard. There you go, boom. It should have been edge saber, but it was edge Kalishimard, alright? That's all I gotta say about that. And then they looked at the battlefield tactics, and Napoleon got the edge, obviously, alright? He was a way better tactician than George, don't even get me started. So now you're probably like, well, Napoleon couldn't have gotten the edge for all 4 weapons. Well, obviously not. But they could have made him a bit closer. If you look at the if you look at the percentage difference here of the weapons, for mid-range, George had 73% of his kills came from the Brown Bess and Pennsylvania long rifle, compared to Napoleon's 27% of that. All right, that's just too big of a difference for me. The Charleville musket, once again, did in half the time as George's. All right, and to be honest with you, the swords, to me, they don't really make a big difference. The percentages weren't that big, and they weren't that big of a difference. So swords I don't really care about. But let's look at why George really won now. All right. So to do this, we're going to have to take a little bit of a flashback here, guys. Let's go back to Season 1, Episode 6, Green Beret versus the Spetsnaz. This was the first American warrior. I mean, other than the Mafia and the Apache. But these guys, they're American heroes, right? Americans really care about the Green Beret and the Green Beret. So what happened in that episode? Well, let's recap. The Green Beret lost. All right, the Spetsnaz won. Now, I'm sure the American public was kind of, they're kind of mad about this. They thought the Green Beret definitely should have won, even though they shouldn't have. The Spetsnaz totally should have won. But ever since this won, it's gotten biased in my mind. All right, I'm sure the American public, got mad. Spike told Lily's Warrior, "Hey guys, you should probably go a little easier on the American warriors here." So they did. We looked throughout the seasons here. We got SWAT versus GSU-9. SWAT won. GSU-9 should have won. They're German engineering. Germans are always better at warfare. World War I, World War II. End of story. All right, GSU-9 should have won. Then we had the CIA versus KGB. That one was, I can't even believe that one. The KGB totally should have won. They were trained by the Spetsnaz, who coincidentally beat the Americans. All right, and the CIA are Americans. But the CIA won somehow. I don't really understand how. The KGB was just they were just way better. All right, end of story. Then we had the Navy SEAL against the Israeli Commando. The Navy SEALs won. All right, I agree with that one. They should have won. They had better guns. They were better trained and whatnot. So there you go. But then Season 3, Episode 1 comes around. Napoleon versus George. George Washington wins. All right, and you're going to see the exact same thing when it's Theodore Roosevelt against Lawrence of Arabia. I guarantee it 100%. It's going to happen. Why? Because he's American. All right. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of negative feedback for this one, and I'm just voicing my opinion. That's all I'm saying. And if you guys have a comment to leave, don't leave something that says you're stupid. All right, because that's not a good comment. All right, give me something, give me some evidence for me to think about. All right, but if you guys can do that, that's great. I think I gave you guys a very good argument here as far as why I think George really won and why I think he shouldn't have won. And yeah, like I said, leave a comment, like, rate, subscribe. I'll be doing this after every episode, and don't not subscribe because you really like Americans, right? I mean, it's obviously not going to be an American warrior every time. So, so yeah, until next time, see you guys later, and bye.